Welcome to Talking Off the Clock, the podcast where we dive into the people behind the titles and the passion that drives them. We're here again. Yes, I'm your host, Helen, and today's episode is yet again very special because we're celebrating Women's History Month here at TTEC. Joining me today is someone who has spent almost a decade helping others building their skills and confidence. Michelle is a supervisor in our learning and development here at TTEC team. And Michelle has been with the company for almost 9 years, right? Michelle, is that right?
Yes, that's correct.
Awesome. When is your work anniversary coming up?
That would be on April 7th this year.
Amazing! Just in time to celebrate with us for Women's History Month. So,
Yes.
I know you've helped countless team members learn, grow, and move forward with their careers. So, thank you so much for joining, and I can't wait to get to know you.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Helen. And I'm excited to be here as well. It's an honor to be part of this Women History Month episode and to share a bit about my journey here at TTEC. I am actually grateful to have the chance to talk about the work that we do with learning and the development and the people who inspire me, and why helping others grow has much become like a big part of my life.
On that note, Michelle, I guess this is the cue for us to jump right in today's conversation. But we always like to start with getting to know you a little bit. And, like you just said, how your journey has been a big part of your life. So walk us through it all. How did you start your career? And what led you to learning and development, and especially here at TTEC?
Sure. Well, my story or my journey actually started long before I ever imagined, myself working in learning and development. I started as a customer advocate for like 3 months, and then I was actually planning to apply for a floor support, like someone like an SME, something like that. And then one of my senior operations manager actually informed me that we have an opening to another site, which is Kainta site, and we would love to have you as a temp trainer instead. So that's where my journey started, and along the way I realized something important about myself. Like I genuinely enjoyed helping people. As the profession, like I did not finish my profession, I mean, or my college, but I was actually doing, or I was actually studying how to be a teacher.
Oh, awesome.
So it's a good thing that you know that educational background
Yeah.
led me to something that I could use in TTEC, and I found myself naturally supporting my teammates, answering questions, breaking down things in a way that made learning easier and less intimidating for me and for everyone. So eventually people started telling me that you should continue to be a trainer, continue doing what you love.
Yeah.
And honestly, that planted that seed. So when the opportunity opened in L&D, and I took the leap.
Yeah.
And then unfortunately it's just a seasonal role, and then after that one, pandemic hits.
Yeah.
So we had a work from home setup, and then what happened was I was hired as a team lead. And then when we got back on site, the former boss that I have, he informed me that, hey, there's an opening for a training supervisor, would you like to go? So
Okay.
there, that's where the journey started as a training supervisor.
Amazing.
And eventually, it's really fulfilling to guide someone from being unsure into being confident. So from I'm not sure I can do this to I got this, something
Yeah.
like that. So over the past year, I grew from being a trainer to becoming a supervisor to operations, and a supervisor to learning and development. And each step of the journey, has taught me something new, not about
Mm.
leadership, but about myself as well, and about how would you mentor your trainers, how would you mentor the trainees into
Mhm.
stepping up as well. And
Yeah.
what keeps me here is the impact. The
Mm.
culture is very good, as well for TTEC, and every person who learns something new, every skill that helps them move forward, those moments matter.
Yeah.
And being part of that growth of those people inspires me the most.
I don't even know where to start. Like you unpacked so many great little bite sizes. It really sounds like it was meant to be, Michelle. Like you said, like your journey and your upbringing, with that teaching background, and just your desire to help others was a really great blend. And it almost felt like TTEC was built for you because you're helping people help people, because we do customer service, customer experience. So a lot of it is kind of blended. So I absolutely love that. And for you, I know you mentioned that you are in Cainta. For our global audience listening, where is what country is that located in?
It's in the Philippines as well. So I am from Santa Rosa.
Okay.
I am supporting Santa Rosa site and Manila Bay, which is the 5 Ecom site. So that's two sites. And then way back 2017, when I was new with TTEC, I supported TTEC Cainta. So there
Okay.
you go. And for the next week, we will be supporting Pampanga as well.
Yeah, perfect. Awesome. Well, with that said, now that we know that Michelle is part of the amazing team that is here to help people unlock their potential and grow their careers here at TTEC, let's find out how that has to do, or how that plays a role with Women's History Month. Since we're celebrating Women's History Month at TTEC, Michelle, is a big month for us. We have an ERG, which is a employee resource group called Women in Leadership, that we'd love to highlight and talk about. And this year, the theme is Give to Gain. I'd love to talk a little bit about that in particular before we even mention the ERG group. Why do you think this theme is meaningful, and how does it resonate with you in particular?
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, happy International Women's Month to everyone,
Yeah.
to our women leaders, and to our allies as well. So,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, give to gain is such a beautiful theme. I love how much the meaning of it carries, especially for Women's Month.
Yeah.
For me, it's a reminder that generosity isn't just about giving something away; it's about creating a ripple effect. And
Yeah.
every time we give, whether it's time, a support, a knowledge, or an encouragement, we don't lose anything, and in fact, we grow.
Mm-hmm.
So just to share as well with women in leadership, we've had several uh, organizations where we donated um, books, where we donated some items that that the kids could use for their schools. And recently we had a um an organization in which they are impactful of or they were impacted of the abuse, like
Oh, wow.
domestic abuse and such.
Wow.
So we heard stories. And as much as we'd love to to have this women's month, like to be given to the women, we wanted to set a reminder as well to everyone to be kind, not just with women's month, not just with every woman around the world, but to everyone, to be
Mm,
kind. And so in learning and development, I think we see this every day. Like when
yeah.
you give someone confidence, they gain courage.
Yeah.
And when you give someone guidance, they gain clarity. So, and when you give someone the chance to learn, you gain the
Mm,
fulfillment of seeing them succeed. I know
yeah.
that we're on the business, but of course, we've always want to make sure that the people who is in need of a job would actually get it. And
Mm,
the reason why you're there is to support them. So, as a
mhm,
woman, many of us are naturally nurturing, and we lift each other up. We collaborate, we share what we know, we share stories. That's one thing that women loves.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think and I think that's where the magic happens.
Yeah. No, I couldn't agree more. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
No, I mean, when two women, or when a group of women, talks about something, and
Yeah.
you actually learn from them.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when we give, when we give generously, we gain stronger communities, we gain allies, we create stronger teams, and stronger versions of ourselves. So
Absolutely. And I can totally attest that the Women in Leadership group is really such a pillar at TTEC for women to just do that, connect at work and outside of work. And they also bring, elevate each other's voices, bring opportunities. And this is just one of many stories that, yes, it might have happened over a cup of coffee or, a good whatever, right? Because, like you said,
exactly.
us ladies love a good chat. But I really love how that story. Love that story because it highlights something so important, which is the value of having a support system and allies around you. And I think here at TTEC you are overwhelmingly surrounded by that, and it's those small moments of connections that can make a big difference for both employees and those are take advantage of these groups. Another exciting part of this year's celebration, drum roll please, is the 10th anniversary. We said that they've been around for a while, so the 10th anniversary of Women in Leadership, this employee resource group that we've been talking about and raving about. And to define it a little bit, Women in Leadership brings together diverse community of women and allies who inspire and support each other to grow professionally and create opportunities like we again just discussed for the next generation of leaders. So, Michelle, why do communities like Women in Leadership matter in the workplace? Not just in Women's History Month, but in the workplace, in the everyday life.
I guess women in leadership matters because it creates something that many of us don't always have access to. Right? We have a community that truly sees you, supports you, and believes in your potential. So in the workplace, especially in a fast-paced environment like us, it's easy to focus on tasks and targets and forget that people need space sometimes. So when you grow, when you ask questions and feel empowered, so that's what women leadership provides.
Yeah.
um, and for me, communities like Women in Leadership matter because they remind us that growth is a shared journey. It's not just
I
you.
love that.
And women support women, and when allies support them too, we don't just strengthen individuals. We strengthen the entire organization.
Amazing. I love that. And I remember when I first joined Women in Leadership, it's really unbiased group too, because I was a little nobody. And out of a sudden, I got the opportunity like, hey, do you want to tell your career story? Here's the forum. And I got the chance for the first time in my career to say how I got there and how it can inspire other women as both a minority, young, successful professional, but also a Latina, right? So that was
Mhm.
such an amazing experience. So it's a 10th year, and my story and your story, Michelle, I know it's just one of many ways that over these 10 years, women in leadership have impacted. So if you're looking, and I cannot help by put this plug in there. If you're looking for an organization that, sure, you get stable, growing job opportunities, but also a core niche, community of women that really uplifts each other, then TTEC might be just a spot, right? And I'll put money on it that you'll find an amazing friend, maybe even a lifetime friend here through some of these connection groups. As someone who has grown into the leadership role yourself, Michelle, what advice would you share with women who may be early in their careers and are still discovering their voice? And should they use groups like these? Or, how can they get out there to really, go and thrive in whatever that next step is for them?
I think you have to stay curious.
Mm.
You have to ask questions and step into opportunities even when you don't feel completely ready.
Mm.
That's how your confidence would be built. You surround yourself with people who want to see you grow and use space like this ERG to find support and inspiration. So not just with women in leadership, but we also have our pride. Well, that's upcoming in June, so that's a good
Mhm.
transition. But
Yeah.
yeah, but most of all, remember your perspective matters, and even when you're still discovering it, it matters. You keep showing up, you keep learning, and your voice will get stronger in every step of the way.
Throughout Women's Month, teams across global communities are coming together through conversations, activities, events that celebrate the achievements of everyday contributions across the organization. And this doesn't just happen at TTEC. It happens, like I said, all over the world. TTEC just takes part in that, would take pride in that.
Mhm.
So, Michelle, what excites you the most about celebrating Women's Month in TTEC this year?
Yeah, we have like a lot for Women's Month. So,
Okay.
being assigned as the new lead for the Philippine community for
Oh,
Will. Um,
congratulations.
Thank you. What excites me the most would be the community that brings together human ways. It's not just the big events or the official celebrations that we have. It's the conversation that's happening across teams. The stories that we're sharing, and the every the small everyday where moments, where women lift each other up. So just
Mm.
like me and you in this one,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
can do this. And as the year's focus to give to gain makes it even more special. It reminds us that the growth, the leadership, and the confidence often come from the support we offer and receive. Seeing women allies openly celebrating achievements, learning from one another, and creating space for new voices is incredibly, powerful. And for me, it's inspiring to watch people realize that they're not alone on their journey, that they
Mhm.
have the support, whether someone is just discovering their voice or already sliding on it. Women's Month gives us, the chance to connect, reflect, and remind each other of all the possibilities that we can have. So that sense of community, empowerment, and shared progress, that's what excites me the most.
I love that. I'm sure, just like myself, somebody listening might be feeling inspired with this group of women. What would you say to encourage them to participate, whether they are upcoming candidates ready to join the T-Tech world or a current employee? What would you tell them? How would you encourage them to participate and get involved if this mission speaks to them?
hmm Well, most of us don't begin our journey exactly, where it will lead. I certainly didn't, and but what makes TTEC special is that there are so many opportunities to grow if you're willing to take that first step. You lean into learning, you build relationships, and most importantly, you trust your voice. And you have to remember that you might start off quiet, unsure, or still figuring things out, and that's okay. What matters is you're showing up. You show up with curiosity, kindness, and willingness to grow. And over time, your confidence will catch up to its potential. And if you start your career at TTEC, you're stepping into a place where you can build something meaningful, not just a role, but a journey. And you don't have to do it alone. You have your support.
I couldn't have said it better. So explore curiosity, have courage, and find your people. I think you can find all of those things, both
Yeah.
opportunity and your crowd, to just thrive and thrive, both at work and outside of work. Because I think when you're happy and you enjoy, when you're with amazing people, people that pour into you, especially with people like Michelle in her role in learning and develop, and literally designed to build you and support you, make sure you have all the skills you need to thrive in your role. I don't know if you ask me, but that definitely gives me confidence in my voice to take that step, take that leap, and bet on myself. So hopefully that inspires a listener out there to do the same for themselves. Michelle, thank you so much for sharing your story and perspective with us today as we celebrate Women's History Month and the 10-year, again, I repeat, 10-year anniversary of women in leadership at TTEC. This year's theme, like you've mentioned throughout the whole podcast, it reminds us about growth happens when we support one another, when we give our time, encouragement, knowledge, and support, and we create opportunities for everyone to thrive. So thank you so much, Michelle, for joining us today and sharing your story to inspire us all in this month.
You're very much welcome, and it's my honor to be here.
And to everyone listening, thank you for tuning in loyally to our Talking Off the Clock If you enjoyed this episode, I want to remind you, please do subscribe and share it with your colleague. Maybe it'll inspire them to also be brave, have courage, and have a voice for themselves this month and every day. And if you're interested in growing your career with us, you already know, check out ttecjobs.com. We are here for you and ready to open the doors of opportunity for you when you are. Until next time, take care, stay inspired, and keep building the community both on and off the clock. Bye.